What is up, loot box spam? All right, so the other day we got during a Magic the Gathering arena stream, it started getting really chat was killing it. They were asking some great questions and some great points were being brought up. We talked about kind of how mid range is getting faster and faster, and is catching up to aggro. So like the break between what's aggro and mid range is kind of getting blurred, which is good. And we also kind of talked about monocolor decks versus multicolor decks. I mean, historically, mono always has the ability to kind of curve out. Ideally, that's why they've always kind of been stronger. But in the current standard, there are some cards and some mono decks that kind of limit creativity, limit other decks from breaking through to the super high competitive scene. Anyway, it was a great discussion, and I wanted to share it. Check it out. Is mid range making a comeback to Magic Standard? Mid range is definitely making a comeback. Not because it's stronger, but I think because more people are experimenting. We have access to such we have access to any land combination because all the gates and the guilds, they're all about the multicolored. So I think multicolored is pretty strong right now. I do think in the most competitive space, mono still limits the creative, we won't see anything like super, super original, because the monocolors, mono red, we all hate so much, mono blue, you can even ever since the core print, green is, I would say green is up there too. Green, those elf just straight ramp elf decks, they're crazy. Yes, mono and mono white for sure. Anyway, so here's an example of a pretty solid mid-range deck. Super expensive, so a lot of the more casual players won't run this, especially in print. But it's really strong. I don't have the sideboard set up right now, but it's pretty straightforward. It's just like a normal mid-range ramp. I use flower in this deck a lot, actually, the first half of this, because so many times you'll need. That's just an issue with 3 colors. Anyway, so yeah, we're trying to just get to the broken things. History of Beniala, of course. 2/2 tokens, 3 mana for 4/4 stats, and then a burst. This card this card has been meta limiting since it's printed, and it finds its way into a lot of mid-range. Any mid-range white deck or multicolored deck that has white in it will have this freaking card in it. It's so good. Smothering Tide is everyone's favorite thing to talk about. And I love this card. In some of my more homebrew print decks, I have win conditions with treasure artifact tokens. Arena is not really feasible. Seraph of the Scales is broken. You're just playing all this stuff in curve, and I love this removal, this conclave removal. This removal is so freaking good with Afterlife. I've debated cutting the only reason why you have this Loxodon is because there's Convoke. This guy, broken, win condition in itself. Martial Multitude, only 2 because it's so expensive. Win condition in itself, and it's a 2 mana card. It's so fast. This thing, Growth Chambered Guardian. This thing, you see this in any green deck right now. It's just, it can win the game with 2 mana, and it plays on curve. So if when you're just playing your 2 and your turn 3, and you don't have a 3 card in your hand, that's like why this growth chamber is so good, because his adapt, unlike a lot of other adapts, is right on curve. This guy has caused a lot of issues for my opponents. 1 cast down. On the sideboard, there's more. This thing too is the answer to any mono red deck. Yeah, this thing's nuts against mono red. The burn mono reds, and it's so sticky. The afterlife is actually kind of really broken. I think on some of the cards, the afterlife cost isn't really accounted for, including this guy. So yeah, turn 1, you're essentially ramping. Turn 2, you're playing one of your 2 like win conditions. You have 7 copies of these things, so you like always get them. Turn 3 is if you don't have your history, you're just adapting your growth chamber. Mortify for removal, Conclave for removal. Just like mid range, keeping your tempo mid range. The meta is so fast with these red decks that your 2 mana growth chambers are mid range now. Yeah, this is the Planeswalker that's running just because of the -3. It's more removal, keeps your tempo going, and then your +2 you can sacrifice one of these like afterlife guys or one of the tokens made from Emra. But yeah, I'm not playing a game with this deck, but it's not going to be very competitive. This account isn't very high ranked. Red is very, very limiting, and I'm still seeing red lists from these tournaments placed in the top 8 and the top 4, and it's like it's not fun when you're playing Magic Arena, because like you're queuing up and playing so many games. That's why aggro was a problem for other like card games like Hearthstone, but it's very satisfying to beat in print. I'm gonna risk it on this one. I'm gonna flower for my turn 1. I'm gonna flower to try to get some good planes, I guess. I mean, I have my cards. Like I have my turn 2 and I have my turn 3. Yeah, I like this card. I'm not really a big fan of the animation on it though. So turn 2, Growth Chamber Guardian. Control. I love Control. Control is everyone's favorite. And it's really great in competitive formats when you get the best of 3. But not so much. I think I'm going to just going to cast this. And attack. Just that mill deck? I think it's that mill deck. Tapping, use control, draw card. I don't know what that is actually. Okay. I think I just keep playing my curve. I'm gonna play this. I'm going to attack though. Do I need to worry about a removal? I don't think so. What's this attack? Oh. Oh, I hate this animation. Oh. when you cast one of the activated abilities, that freaking this is so loud. Yep, and there you have it. Mid range. What was that, turn 4?